Come on, let's go.
The sheds, garages and barns of Britain are brimful of old and unwanted stuff.
Blimey.
It may look like garbage, but it could be worth a pretty penny. Petrolhead Henry Cole and his expert restorers Alan Millyard, Shirley Douglas and Guy Willison, affectionately known as Skid, love meddling with motors and returning all manner of furniture to their former glory.
It's a revelation.
While upcycling whiz Simon O'Brien
Must be mad.
and his repurposing duo Gemma Longworth and Phil Carroll transform unloved bits and bobs into fantastic one-off items.
Oh, I love it.
This is what we do.
They may have different tastes,
Yes!
but Henry and Simon are here to rescue your cast-offs
Feast your eyes, Ronnie.
and convert them into cash.
£4,000.
That's amazing.
Fabulous profits.
Today, the boys make a find. But what is it?
Oh, it turns.
Oh, look, it turns.
Is it an old washing machine or something?
Yeah, dolly tub.
It's too complex.
Henry's happy as Harry.
Tons of smiles per miles, huh? That's what it's about.
And at the valuation, Ronnie's complimentary.
Wow. Your mind, I think, if Einstein could get in there, the things you do.
Today, the boys are heading to Southport, just north of Liverpool, so Simon's home patch.
And by the way, Southport is home to the British Lawnmower Museum. I've always wanted to go there.
I know you have. I love lawnmowers.
Hey. And I'll tell you who else we're going to go and see.
Go on.
And that is Darren.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he has a penchant for classic vehicles, I'm afraid. But he does have a penchant for other stuff, I'm sure. There could be the odd motorbike.
Well, hopefully there'll be something for me, because then we'll both be cutting grass, as you would say.
I like your style, mate.
My passion is pre-war cars and bikes and memorabilia from the automotive industry. I've got all sorts of bits and pieces.
Darren, if I was to die at some point in my life and go to heaven, this is the heaven. Tell me about how this love of, obviously, Rolls-Royce's pre-war cars started.
It's my dad's fault. My dad started the collection when he moved in the house, 1965. We've been here since.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it, what you do? It's so specialist. But if you get it back to what it should be, there's money there.
Oh, yes.
Now look, Darren, right, what we're going to do is we're going to have a rummage about. We'll pick 2 items each, take them away, restore them, upcycle them, change their use, do whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I go over there to start off with?
Is that the petrol cans?
Yes.
Yeah, go on, go on.
Yeah,
go on,
okay.
go on.
Cheers, Darren.
I'll go this way, mate.
Have a look at this lot.
So the boys go their 2 separate ways to find 2 items each that need some TLC and a new home.
Oh, Matt.
So while Henry's just wishing and dreaming that all these lovely petrol cans were his, I am getting down to business. These are absolutely gorgeous. We have 2. Put that together with the scaffold plank, item number 1. Let's go and find Henry.
Oh, God.
Henry!
What have you got there?
Yeah, it's a bit of my item.
What is it, a clamp?
It should go on top of like a workbench, shouldn't it? Clamped on like that. There's another one down there, it doesn't quite match, and there's a scaffold bar out there.
Stop. I've got a vibe of what
Go
you're
on.
going to do. Shelving unit?
Yes, there you go. Big industrial vibe kind of shelf going on. Gorgeous.
To
Look
see
at that.
you with a smile on your face so early on in proceedings, it's got to be good.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Hey, it is. First item.
Yeah.
I'll just carry on looking at the cans.
You carry on, yeah. I'll go find another item, shall I? Come on!
No.
Go.
Oh, OK, mate. Come on. That car, you know.
Yeah.
Wait, that was in Peaky Blinders.
Was it?
No, it was, seriously, mate.
Quite cool, isn't it?
Oh, hang on a second.
Oh! What could you have spotted?
I think I might have just spotted a Triumph 500cc T100. And shall I tell you what drew me to it?
What was that?
Well, I think the number plate is quite synonymous with us.
Oh, yes.
Tat. Exactly. No, seriously, man, these are just gorgeous little mid-range 500cc bikes back in the day.
Doesn't look best, though. It's all a bit oxidised and stuff,
But
isn't
that's
it?
the whole point of what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to try a bit of compression.
Amongst all the white noise that comes out of Henry's mouth, he does say the odd thing that I pick up on: always check the engine has compression. get your foot on the pedal. If it makes you work, that probably means the engine is going to be salvageable. It's got compression, he's got an item.
Slam dunk, mate, on doing it up, getting it going.
One item each.
One item each, fantastic. Come on inside.
Plenty more, let's go.
Time to go out into the pouring rain.
Come on, I'll show you where the magic is.
Oh, wow, look, man.
No, come on. Time to challenge him. Let's take him back to the magic that is the scrap heap and test his imagination. See, so that's the other half of my item.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay,
I got it.
Come on, there must be something for you here.
No, I found something already. Oh, my God, it's heavy.
Oh,
Look
yeah,
at
I
that.
looked at that.
Hey, look, all I can say to that is great minds think alike.
Or fools seldom differ.
Yeah, that's very true. Can I just draw your attention? I think that's a paint pot.
Oh, yeah, like it's pressurised. That's why the clamps are on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But an early one.
Yeah.
This automotive sprayer was made by DeVille Biss, who were founded in America in 1888. As well as paint sprayers, they also manufactured stylish perfume atomizers.
That could be a rather cool steampunk rock and roll vibe. Yeah? Well, you know about these things. Lamp. That's my second item.
Oh, okay.
Come on, mate.
Need one
Let's
more
find
from you.
yours.
Wow.
Look at those.
They're just beautiful, aren't they?
Mate. Especially that one.
What's over there?
Oh, mate. You bring Simon to an array of sheds like this with automotive paraphernalia everywhere, he finds the only bit of wood. What is it?
It's just a little kind of bedside cabinet, but it's got just a hint of deco about it.
Oh, a hint of deco.
It's just got a nice curve. It's just a bit of brown wood furniture, and I think that between Gemma and I, we can add value to this. Okay, shall we go and see Darren then?
Let's go see Darren.
All in all, despite the weather, we have had a fantastic day here at Darren's place. How could you not?
Tell me about the Triumph next door, the T100.
So you're the first man to see it.
Oh, right, OK.
A very original bike. Lots a bit of tinkering to get it running.
Well, I've just got the men who can sort that out, hopefully. But you know no history about it?
No history on it.
OK,
no.
great. Well, look, we're going in blind. Tell me about my second item. Now,
Yes.
I think that's something to do with paint.
It is. It's a Devil Bliss paint pot.
How old is that?
Approximately 1940s.
Oh, really?
Obviously, Darren, it was going to be a bit more of a challenge for me today, but I'm happy with my lot. Let's start with this.
Bedside cabinet. Yeah, that's been around the yard for a bit. Keep moving it about, so yes.
Well, I'm going to move it slightly further, and we'll do our magic with that. Now then, what are they?
They are vulcanizers. They are for repairing hoses or inner tubes and tyres. You clamp them in and bond a rubber patch on the inside to stop the leak. Again, they're probably ranging around 1930s.
Wow. Well, I'd never have guessed that. But the days of vulcanizing are gone. Okay, because they're going to be, along with this scaffold plank, which I just literally found lying around in your yard, a gorgeous shelf.
Yeah.
Keep the work up. It's just absolutely amazing, your place.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I was just wondering whether I could move in, Darren.
Yeah, there's room in my house. It's empty.
Great
He
stuff.
doesn't want to move in the house. He wants to go and sleep underneath the shelf with the petrol cans.
So I can bring a bed in. That's not a problem.
So another 4 more challenges for the workshops north and south. Simon O'Brien and Henry Cole
Come on, I'll show you where the magic is.
are on an upcycling and restoration crusade.
Lamp.
They both picked 2 items from Darren's shed.
And there's a scaffold bar out there.
Now at the farm, Skid's sizing up the vintage sprayer with a view to making it a lamp.
But the first thing to do, I want to remove as much of this hardware off the top as I can so that I can work out exactly how to do it.
And here's a tip when taking apart complex machinery.
So look, take a photo so you know what piece goes where. So I'll keep that for later. I've sprayed penetrating oil on all of this, obviously, to help release it. And there we have it. Now that is done, I'm just going to put it outside, put some degreaser on it, and then I'm going to blast it with a jet wash just to get the gunge off, and then we'll go from there.
And from a vintage sprayer from America to a vintage bike from the UK.
Now look, Al, this little T100 has come in. I think it's rather lovely. What do you think is the best way to attack it?
Well, the first thing we need to do is make some room. So we'll get the tank off, disconnect the carburettor, and we can see the engine, make sure there's no wires loose.
Yep, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We haven't got the right battery for it. I've got this one. I'm just going to make up some flying leads so we can jump it to see if we get a spark. OK, so you get on with that and I'll disappear and do this.
Meanwhile, in Simon's workshop, the vulcanising clamp shelf idea needs some attention.
There's just one issue with that. Your wall would have to be very solid because they are heavy, and that's the lighter one. The other way to think about it is, what if they are standing up and then the shelf runs between the clamps, and then I use the spare section of the scaffold plank as a base for them at the back. They are still going to be on a shelf, but they're going to be a shelf which would sit on a really cool kitchen unit or in a workshop.
So that's the clamps. What about the bedside table?
Here's me thinking.
OK.
We've got these simple lines, yeah?
Yeah.
OK, just suggest that Art Deco. So I'm thinking, let's run with the kind of the Deco theme.
Yeah.
Block kind of palette from that era.
Yeah, I'm with you. So I think you'll find, Simon, that pink was actually really popular in the Art Deco era. Like a pastel pink, maybe with a little bit of metallic mixed in. I think that'll work. Good plan, like it.
At the farm, there's a gentle irony as Skid sprays the sprayer.
While the paint's drying, I'm taking the opportunity to polish all the fixtures and fittings that are in the top of it. And when the light's on, if these are polished up, it gives it just that extra little bit of bling, so it's well worth doing.
And with everything polished to perfection, the whole contraption can go back together. But this time as a lamp.
So I've printed out the pictures I took for where everything goes. I'll just do them finger tight for a minute, in case I have to take them out again. I mean, look at that. That does float my boat, weird though I am. I can't wait to see it lit up with a bulb in it.
And while the sprayer lamp is looking good, there's work to do on the Triumph. Alan is rinsing the carburettor with what's called an ultrasonic cleaner.
Basically, it vibrates at very high frequency with a solvent liquid to get rid of any mess that's blocking holes in the carburettor.
And he's freed up the twist grip accelerator.
That's the result. We've now got a nice click on the throttle. That's when we get the carburettor back on the bike, fill it with fuel, and it goes second kick.
I love your optimism about the second kick.
So let's get the petrol on. I'll tickle the carburettor.
So the moment of truth.
Right, ignition on. Right, first or second kick.
Go on then, mate. Ow! Mate, it's fantastic.
No smoke.
Ow, it's so lovely. I'm now going to give it a clean. There's pitting on the exhaust. So what I've got is really fine wire wool, and if I put some of the polish on that, it should get rid of most of the pits. And the reason you use fine is so it doesn't scratch the chrome.
While the vulcanising clamps, soon to be a shelf, still need some more thought.
That's our feet and our shelf. Cut. This is coming together nicely.
And Phil's inside on painting duty.
I'm using a satin wood and metal paint, which has got a slight sheen on it when it's dry, not too much. Good thing about this paint as well, you can just go straight onto metal with no primer.
And there's some rattle can action to do too, before Simon can fit the shelf in.
Now, just about there. There you go, that's it, that's us. Yes, to create the pressure on the press, we lift this collar just under our handle and turn.
Next door, after a good sanding, Gemma's cracking on with the cabinet.
I'm adding some colour to my little cabinet. Now I've gone for dusty pink, which is in keeping with the Art Deco theme. It was very popular then, and it still is now. I've decided I'm going to paint the shell of the cabinet, but keep the door and the drawer the original wood. I'm loving how this pink is going on. I think it's going to look beautiful sat next to that dark wood. There we go.
And with the wood varnished,
I think this dark Jacobean is the perfect shade.
Gemma is creating the contrast to the pink paint that she's planned.
And that's got a lovely gloss finish. This is going to look beautiful when it's put back together.
With the first batch of restorations well underway, it's now time for our second rummage location. And the boys are off to Preston in Lancashire.
This is my house where I live. I was born here 57 years ago.
We're both selling our houses and going to buy a house together. Carl likes to collect things and I've sort of got into it as well, with the intention of doing them up and selling them.
So much stuff in the shed, really. Don't like throwing anything away.
So you're going to try and squeeze 2 house loads worth of stuff into one house?
Yeah, with half the space.
So what we're going to do is we're going to have a good rummage through your collection, pick 2 items each and upcycle them, restore them, whatever takes our fancy. How about that?
Absolutely, please do.
You
And
have
I think
permission.
there's plenty to choose from. Hey, I was just thinking,
Go on.
you could sell your house, I could sell mine, and we could live together.
We'll see you later.
Don't be like that. Hey, look, we'll see you later.
So the boys are after 2 items apiece to repair, repurpose or upcycle.
It's just never going to happen. No, forget it.
Why have you gone quiet on me?
I'm thinking.
Oh, look.
That was that little noise you make.
And I find a trestle table.
What is it about trestle tables?
I'll tell you what it is. With a little bit of love, it can then be in the house, right? Or it could be in a delicatessen with nice cakes on it. And, you know, who wants to buy something new when you've got something like that with beautiful patina? So that's my first item. Hey, look, it's never ending.
Hello again.
Aye, aye. Now, what the heck is this? Put a handle on there. Look. And then...
Oh, it turns.
Oh, look, it turns.
Is it an old washing machine or something?
Yeah, dolly tub.
It's too complex. You couldn't put your clothes in there, it'd all get mangled up.
It wouldn't be for dairies, you know, for buttery stuff, but no, it's too
could
big, is
be.
it? All I do know is it's quite a funky thing.
It takes us back to our adage, doesn't it? Have we seen one of these before?
No.
So take it, and then have a good think about it, it'll come to you. Or someone clever like Alan or Skid.
So look, I've got 2 items, Simon's got none. Unfortunate.
We go in these sheds all the time. You never know what you miss if you don't look in the box or open the bag. I'm glad I did. Oh, listen, look, look. Here's another one of those. So those things that caught my eye over there, that's what they should be, isn't it? They have a pole on them. And you get it in amongst your washing.
And the water comes out of these holes.
Yeah.
These are what are known as possers, used to agitate a wash in a tub. These days, it just goes in the machine.
Quite like it.
Oh, hang on. There's a whole bag of them. They're all slightly different, all copper.
Yeah.
Polished up.
Yeah.
It's like a chandelier, copper chandelier.
Oh, mate, it took you a bit of time, but it was worth waiting for your first item, wasn't it?
Oh, wait, one more. Oh, another door. There's a broken table. Oh, and hang on, though. Wow. How cool is that? Is it like a milking stool or something? It's like really arts and crafty, naive, but that's quite a nice form, isn't it?
Well, it's well used.
But it needs... There you go, look. So it's a little 3-legged stool. Now, why do some stools have 3 legs rather than 4?
I don't know.
If a chair's got 4 legs, it has to sit on an even surface. But with 3 legs, it will find its own level, so it won't wobble.
Is that so?
There you go.
Wow.
All right, this is my second item.
Overall, this shed is small but perfectly formed. If I could be here for a few days, you know. Now, who's going first? You going to go first?
I'll go first. Let's start with these copper thingamybobs here. What are they?
Possers.
Possers.
So a stick on the end.
Yeah. Well, I've got a posse of possers.
There you go.
And if that's all right, I'd like that to be my first item.
You're welcome, yeah.
My second item, this really cute little 3-legged stool. What do you know about that?
So that's come from my nan's house. You know, it's called the Pixie chair to be.
What was its original purpose, do you think?
I believe its original purpose was a birthing chair.
OK.
That's a chair designed to keep a woman upright and stable during childbirth. They were used until the 1950s.
Over to you, Henry Cole.
I think my first item is kind of summed up by being used to put Simon's items on.
Oh, I like it. I can't see what you could do with it, but...
That patina of that wood is just going to come up beautiful. Will you... OK, what's that, my second item then?
That was given to us as a butter churn in the hope that we could do something with it and maybe bring it back to life. But...
OK, well, look, I'll take that responsibility off your hands, Darren, because that is my second item.
What do you think of our collection?
I think it looks great.
I think it's brilliant, and I'd love to see it done up.
Guys, thank you so much for having us round. You really do have an eye for some good stuff. And good luck with the combined move.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
And talking of moving, time to get a move on in the workshops. Simon O'Brien and Henry Cole are transforming unwanted stuff into folding stuff.
Now, I know what you're going to say. I've done them before.
They both picked 2 items from Carl and Diane's place.
Wow, how cool is that?
At the farm, Skid's sizing up what he hopes will be a simple upcycle.
Henry has left me this butter churn, of which I've never seen one before, and it's got all these innards in it. And what he's decided to do is to turn it into a laundry basket. I've just got to remove these 2 bolts and these 2 bolts and cut the feet off, and then hopefully this whole lot will come out.
And with a generous squirt of penetrating oil to loosen things up,
hurrah!
While the churn is going to have a change of use, Skid's second resto is definitely not.
Now here we have, believe it or not, a trestle table. Now I like this one because it's got wooden legs. All that remains to be done to this is sand it down, then wax the top and paint the legs, and it'll look lovely.
In Simon's workshop, it's time for the curious washing Watsits to get a makeover too.
Let's get cracking with our washing dolly possers. They're going to be beautiful chandelier, beautifully polished up. Not all the way back, kind of like this one. Right, let's get polishing. Gloves and metal polish.
Love so fresh, a dream so true. At 17, I'm in love with you. Passing notes in history class, whisper secrets that will last. Sneaking out to see the stars. In your eyes, I see our future far. At 17, we're young and free. With you, the world is all I see. A love so fresh, a dream so true. At 17, I'm in love with you. Passing notes in history class, whispered secrets that will last. Sneaking out to see the stars. In your eyes, I see our future far. At 17, we're young and free. With you, the world is all I see.
The smell reminds me of my granny and granddad's. It was our job when we went round to polish up a copper kettle and the brass stand that it stood on, the reward for which would be a fig roll. So that is exactly what I want to do, the difference between that side and that side. So you've still got all the age and all that beautiful green. That's what I'm going to do with them all. But then, on the inside, I'm going to really polish up so the bulb reflects all that gorgeous copper.
In Gemma's workshop, the little chair is getting a makeover as well.
Before I can reupholster, I need to get rid of the old upholstery. So I'm going to try my best to match exactly what is here, but just in a much better condition. I've never seen one of these before, and it could be worth some money, so it's better to be safe than sorry.
At the farm, Skids removed the feet from the vintage churn, and it's ready for the next part of the upcycle.
Henry and I have discussed colours, and we both agree for once that a nice light sky blue would be lovely, and we might even get some sort of like creamy coloured lettering on it.
But before that, it's off to Bobby's for a shot blast. And then 2 coats of sky blue. And back in the workshop, a simple sticker to clear up any confusion about what the churn is to be used for.
Right, I'm really pleased with that. Now, if you notice, there's less border at the top than at the bottom, because when that's on the floor, this bit is nearer your eye. So to keep it balanced, you do have to favour it slightly upwards, so this is narrower than this, and then that looks perfectly balanced.
From one sky blue creation to another, the trestle table.
They paint the underneath the planes this colour to camouflage them, if you want to camouflage them, of course.
And after a second coat, it's time for Skid's favourite finish.
Well, it's the classic Tudor oak on the top, put it on and then buff it off. The trick with this is that when you get to the edge like that there, kind of blend it thin. It's not difficult, you just need a bit of practice. Once you've had a few attempts and got it wrong, you'll realise, oh, that bit worked really nicely, and that's the way to do it. The final thing to do is just buff it. I normally leave this to Henry, but he's disappeared yet again.
Meanwhile, Phil is working on the washing possers.
Now, to turn these lovely little things into lights, I've got me fitting, but I've also got to get me fitting in there. And to do that, I'm going to use me metal hole cutter, which is a tiny bit bigger than this, but our little thing here will keep it in position. That's the plan. Let's see how it goes, eh? It's a little tight. Yes! That is perfect. That's exactly what Simon wanted. I think I'll go and have a cup of tea and then I'll get on with the next date.
Next, using a job lot of copper pipe, Simon and Phil start working on a frame to hang the posser chandelier from.
Before we hoist our posser installation into place, I'm just using this beautiful stuff. I mean, what a colour, verdigris, and it gives the effect of a green copper oxide you get when copper's been exposed to the air for many years. So I'm just aging up the new pieces we put on to match with the old patina of the possers.
Next door, Gemma is working on the tiny chair. And with the stool stripped back, a quick coat of wax before the reupholstery can begin.
Okay, so I've got my wadding and my fabric. I've tried to get as close to the original as possible, and now it's time to reupholster this little stool. I've got some spray adhesive. I'm just going to stick my wadding down first. Hey, you got more than I bargained for there. I've got my fabric that I've cut to size, and it's just a case of popping it over the wadding, and that's just like the original, but better.
And finally, some brass studs to finish off the back of the stool. The vintage paint sprayer lamp from the first barn search is finished, and Henry's coming from the cold.
Oh, I say, we've got a yin and a yang going on here.
What do you mean?
Well, this is stunning, OK? The black, the gold spray, the polishing is an absolute triumph. The shade is an abomination. Let's try it on. Does it work?
Of course it works.
It's an absolutely beautiful thing. I just don't like the shade. You know, I don't know whether Ronnie or Si or whoever will like it.
If they don't like that, they don't know quality.
Well, we'll have to find out, won't we?
And the Triumph's buffed up and ready for a ride.
And it looks absolutely divine. And so far, it rides beautifully as well. Oh yeah, what a lovely thing. There's something very special about riding an old British motorcycle in sunny weather in the UK. Tons of smiles per miles, huh? That's what it's about. It's the perfect bike if you're into classic motorcycles.
And the Liverpool restos from the first barn search are almost finished too.
Okay, and I'd say that is done.
Pink.
Yeah, but I think it's quite an elegant, sophisticated pink.
I absolutely love it. Love it.
And what about the clamp shelf? Simon's heavy-duty item.
Just check one thing. Between the lines. Now, it could equally be a bench, but in my imagination, it's sitting in a domestic situation, holding books or whatever you like, but it would equally work just as well on the floor because it's got those really sturdy feet. Cost of materials, tiny bit of paint, little bit of wax and a lot of imagination.
But what will Ronnie's imagination get up to at the valuation? Simon and Henry found 4 unwanted items at Darren's place. Now they've been transformed. But what will he think? We've sent him pictures of the restorations to find out.
Wow, that looks good. In the yard about 40 years, never found a job for it yet. And the shelving, that's even better. To make something out of nothing. That is beautiful what they've done.
Yeah, mate, look, I love your shelving unit.
But will Ronnie appreciate it? That's the question.
Well, let's find out, shall we? Hey, Ronnie, come on in, mate.
Antiques expert and valuer Ronnie Archer-Morgan started his long career upcycling furniture, so he's well placed to know the true value of restored items.
Sometimes your innovativity really impresses me. I love this. These are like industrial clamps.
Yep.
And they could either be a shelf or a bench. An unmatched pair as well.
That's why I like it.
Fantastic. Did you paint them this colour?
Yes.
You did? No? Very good.
I like that.
Very sort of 1930s Art Deco.
Yep.
Whoever designed this is very clever. There's some very subtle details on this that I really like. This is convex, this is concave.
Yeah.
As bedside cabinets go, it's a little beauty. I love the colourway.
It's
You've
cool, isn't
excelled
it?
yourself.
Thank you, mate.
And as for this,
very well.
takes
Very
me back to my youth.
Oh, does it, Ronnie?
No, it's really nice. I mean, that's nostalgia to me.
Now, that was a paint sprayer.
I can see. It's fantastic what you've done with that. That is a look. And you put a better shade on it, it'll really come to life. I think you've excelled yourself yet again.
Oh, great. Can I go first then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ronnie, let's just start with my paint spraying lamp.
It's great. You've taken a purely utilitarian object and made it into a decorative one, which has an impact.
The vintage paint sprayer was standing idle. Now it's repurposed as a steampunk style lamp. £40 spent on a shade, paint and flex.
You walk into a room, you see that, you just go, wow. £175 all day long.
Oh, really, man?
That's a profit of £135.
Not a bad start, Ronnie. Thank you. Right, Triumph T100, what do you reckon?
I think it's great. It's a real piece of nostalgia.
The Triumph motorbike hadn't been ridden for years. Now it's revved up and ready to roll. £40 spent on a new battery.
And I love the licence plate. I think the fair market value would be £2.5 grand.
That's a speedy profit of £2,460.
Ronnie, I think we both agree that the little bedside cabinet is a cute piece of design. Let's have a look at that.
It's just a sweet thing. It's a simple bedside cabinet, but when you look at the detail of the design, it's very clever.
The bedside table was plain and boring. Now it's looking pink and perky. £10 spent on paint.
I like the way you've polished the door and the drawer there. It's a nice look. £70.
That's a profit of £60.
Now then, let's go diving for pearls with a little clamp shelf.
I really like that. Again, utilitarian object made into something decorative and functional.
And the vulcanising clamps were rusty and dusty. Now they're an industrial set of shelves. £10 spent on paint.
I like the colours you've painted the metal, makes it ping. I think it's got to be £150.
Oh, I think that's well cool, mate.
That squeezed out a profit of £140.
That means that Darren's going to receive £2,795.
Wow. A bit more than I expected, that. We're help to myself with my property repairs and a chosen charity for my dad.
Absolutely love that lamp.
Do you?
Yeah.
Great.
I'd put a bit bigger shade on it. Thanks, Ronnie.
You've done some very interesting work here today.
So Ronnie's chuffed. Let's hope for the same at the second valuation. Dukes of Junk Simon O'Brien and Henry Cole
Oh, a hint of deco.
are turning leftovers into lolly. The boys' choices made a total of £2,795 for Darren.
A bit more than I expected, that.
And so it's game on as the teams finish off the restorations from Diane and Carol's place.
Why have you gone quiet on me?
Thinking.
Starting with the butter churn, now a laundry bin.
I think it's come out all right. I love the sticker.
Well, now you know what it's actually for.
It's a repurpose, isn't it?
And do you know what originally it was?
Well, it was a butter churn or something.
Now, while I was doing this, a friend walked in and he said it's a spinner for honey, to get the honey out of the combs.
I would find that a little bit difficult to believe. Don't get me wrong, he's probably right.
Yeah.
But you've got to have a heck of a lot of honey in there, haven't you?
Well, maybe it's an industrial one.
Yeah, good point, well delivered.
It's now a laundry bin.
Yep, you can just put your skiddies in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, excellent, mate. Well, I think it's lovely. I think Ronnie will love it.
So there's a bit of uncertainty about the laundry bin, but there's no mistaking what this is.
See how simple? Huh? A lovely thing like that, just languishing in the shed, a little bit of polish and a little coat of paint, and it's stunning. I have to tell you, we've done it so it can have multiple uses now, in the home, in a delicatessen, in a workshop.
You forgot the most important one.
What's that?
Auto jumble.
How could I possibly have forgotten?
And the little chair is almost finished too.
How are we looking?
There we go, all finished. What do you think?
Oh, I love that, Gemma. Sometimes like for like works, doesn't it? I like this colour combination. Right now, if you'll step away, there's something very, very technical to finish this off now.
Yeah, it's going to take you a while,
It is,
isn't it?
yeah.
You're going to manage?
Leave me to it.
Yeah?
Let's see how I get on. Whew, here we go. In actual fact, these are really beautifully made. The turner has cut a very accurate thread on the legs, the houses into the seat itself. And we reckon that it was always supposed to be a portable chair. That's why they screw in and screw out. There you go. There you go. What a cool little thing. There you go. I don't know how I do it.
And the collection of washing possers
How's your limbo in?
have become a highly unusual set of lights.
Let's just tie that off. Do you want to do the lights?
Ready?
Yeah. Killer house lights as well. That is very cool.
It is.
The more you're under it, the better it looks. And you can imagine that, can't you? It's either above a kitchen island or in a bar as the centrepiece.
Funky.
Posse chandelier.
I'm probably the only one in the world, mate.
Good job, dude.
But what will Ronnie make of it all? Time to find out. Henry and Simon found another 4 unwanted items at Diane and Carl's place. Now they've been upcycled or restored. But what will they think about what the boys have done?
Right, I'm excited.
We've sent them pictures to find out.
Oh my God.
Oh wow, the light's fantastic. I wouldn't mind some lights like that myself.
They're incredible.
Look at the chair's all done up.
Oh, it's brilliant. New life, fantastic.
Mate, it makes it all worthwhile,
It does.
doesn't it? But...
Was it worthwhile?
Hey, Ronnie, come on in.
Hi, guys. All right.
What do you reckon?
It's nice. I love what you've done here. I love
Oh,
the
really?
colours.
Mate, thank you.
It's a nice utilitarian thing made out of something else that was utilitarian. No, it's cool. I like it very much.
Good.
Interesting. Gothic revival birthing chair. Indeed. Made into a nice decorative hall piece. I like the studs. Cool. Very nice.
Now, mate...
There's not an antiques dealer in the world that doesn't need a trestle table. It's perfect. So you've made this one look quite decorative and nice. I like the colour.
Yeah.
And someone could use that as a normal dining table. Wow. These must have come from an Edwardian laundry or something. Your mind, if Einstein could get in there, the things you do with utilitarian things, no, it's a great look. Fantastic. I think you've done yourself proud.
Let's start with the little pixie chair birthing stool.
I quite like that. I think it's a nice decorative object.
The tiny chair was in tatters and hadn't been sat on in yonks. Now it's been rebirthed for a new use. £15 spent on fabric and beading.
£65.
OK, mate, that's all right.
That's a pint-sized profit of £50.
Now let's talk about the Posser kitchen island lighting rig.
I think that's great. I think that'd look great in a bar, a pub, restaurant that's got a vintage look about it. Someone's home.
The washing possers were unused and in a bag. Now they're funky lights and ready to be the centre of attention. £40 spent on copper pipes, bulbs and flex.
£250.
That's a really nice valuation.
That's a solid profit of £210.
Right, Ronnie, let's start with me laundry basket.
I like what you've done with that. I think it probably needs a bag inside it.
The churn was rusty and defunct. Now it's a stylish laundry bin. £50 spent on a powder coat.
The colour sort of says yes, £80.
Oh, OK.
That's a slim profit of £30.
Let's talk trestle table, though.
You've made it look smart. It's a very functional thing, something that most people could find a use for.
The trestle table is still a trestle table, but it's been cleaned and coloured. £10 spent on paint and wax.
I think somebody would pay £100 for that very comfortably.
See, there you go, mate. On a trestle table that you thought was a dead duck.
That's a simple profit of £90.
Well, we literally did clean up for Carl and Diane because they are taking home £380.
That's a brilliant price for what was lying around in the shed.
Yeah, very good.
So there's £2,795 in Darren's bank and £380 heading in Diane and Carol's direction. The biggest profit today being made by the Triumph motorbike.
We are a marriage made in heaven.
Well, it's one way of putting it.
No. Restoration.
Yep.
Upcycling. Perfect team.
I have to say, once again, you and your trestle table.